Is it possible for him to have not included a word that he should have? Is it possible for him to have included a word that he should not have? Is it possible for him to have included a whole paragraph that he should not have? We're just asking a question. We're looking at a human being. And what kind of a human being are we looking at? We're looking at a human being who has you right this very day as his servants, as his workers. Because you, black men, did not print the Bible. You have to agree with me on that. We don't have any black printers printing in a company that they own the Bible.
That's right.
We are not in that business. We have black printers, but they do not own companies that are today printing Bibles. So the persons that's printing this Bible are the Caucasian people of this land.
That's right.
That same Caucasian who is the brother or relative or first cousin or perhaps the father of the person that you're going to work for tomorrow morning. That same one that says nigger, that same one that says Negro, that same one that says colored person, that same one who rejects you is writing this Bible. That same one who enslaved you, and just recently, as 100 years ago, a little over, he took the shackles off of your arm and off of your legs. That human being, he is the one printing this Bible. That same human being is the human being who left America, or left England, or left France, or left Italy, and went into Africa, stole your mother, your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather, and brought them 9,940 miles across the water in a ship stacked one on top of another, in many cases, chained hand and feet, standing, couldn't fall down and sleep in many cases, dropping feces right there where they stood and yearned, on a big stinky ship for sometimes as many as 6 to 8 weeks, whipping you and your grandparents with a whip. That same man, the cousin or the relative of that same man, printed this Bible. That same man who, after getting you here, put you on slave blocks, sold you for X number of dollars, or X number of horses, or X number of tons of flour, bags of flour. That same man is the same man who authorizes and or who owns a printing press, or whose son today prints the Bible. That same man is the same one who took your grandmothers, your ancestors, and hung them on trees, took a knife, opened their stomachs, took the baby that's in the woman and pulled it out and smashed its head on the ground. Took it afterwards and threw it in a fire and burned it, and allowed his little children to come and stand around eating popcorn, watching this as a recreation. That man printed this Bible. Do you believe that that man put the truth in this Bible?
No, sir.
This man that we have described, do you believe that he would put a lie in here?
Yes, sir.
Or do you believe that all of this written by that man or caused to be printed by that man could possibly be the holy and divine truth from God? From your God. From a black God, a God who loves you. Could this be the truth from him? Let me put this on for just a second. I want to read a couple of moments here to you. I just want you to take a look and tell me whether or not you think this is from your God. I'm just asking you a few questions here. I can't prove it to you that the white man's God is the devil and it is himself. Your God is Allah, whom is yourself, the spirit of you. You have to prove that to yourself. You have been so long in this book using it as your weapon to argue against another black man, against another man's religion, trying to show him that you're right and he is wrong. I am not trying myself to show you that you're wrong. I want to show you that you might see yourself where you might be wrong or might be right. Here, let's just consider you and how you feel. You personally feel about man. Let's just think on for a moment. Could you or would you, in your present state right now, the way you're thinking and the way you're feeling, all of that you've been through, could you take a man and enslave him and make him work for you, and you give him nothing but some pig fat and black-eyed peas and cornbread? And then take him and put him on the floor out in front of you and put your feet on him and rub your feet on him to warm your feet? He's just your heater to warm your feet. Would you do that? Have you seen that done?
Yes, sir.
Who did you see do that?
Yeah.
The white man. The same man that wrote this book, had this book printed. He did that. What's wrong with you that you won't do that? What's the difference? Why won't you enslave a person? Would you, brother, take a woman, rip her clothes off, and she's kicking, scratching, telling you she don't want nothing to do with you, pushing, and you take a whip and beat her, and she's still kicking and scratching, telling you she don't want nothing to do with you, and you get on top of her and try to have sex with her, and she spit in your face? Could you go through with that? Day after day, night after night?
Thank you, man.
Who did that?
Right.
The same man that caused this book to be published. Could you rip his white woman's stomach open with a knife, pull the baby out, take the baby's head and bash it on the ground, then set it on fire and say, "Come on, son, watch it burn. Have some popcorn"? Could you do that? Why? What would stop you? Your own righteousness, your own sense of compassion, that spirit of God that's in you. The good God won't allow you to behave like that. Now, if that force and power is in you, should not you see it in this book?
Yes, sir.
Since you feel that way, should not there be a man, if he is God, should not he feel greater than that,
Yes.
more abundantly than you? Listen to what this book said. I'm at Exodus chapter 20, chapter 21, verse 2. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th year shall go free for nothing. This book, someone here is alleging that God is telling a man that it's all right for you to buy a slave, a Hebrew servant. He's telling another one it's all right for you to sell a Hebrew slave. He goes further to say, but you should not make him serve more than 6 years. And in that seventh year, you should let him go free.